Okay, thank you for joining me today for Wave 20 stream. We will be getting going shortly. I just need to remember what I'm doing. Okay, let's get into the game. Let's get OBS going properly. And there we go. Okay, so when we left off, I was musing over the idea that still cracks me up that you take damage on that height. Over the idea that the flamethrowers do damage. And I haven't had a chance to go in and test it to see if that is the case. So we're going to try it out on Wave 20 and just see what happens. I'm going to take the flamethrower that we added in on... Hey Max, how you doing? So the flamethrower that we added in the second one. And I am going to dismantle it. And I'm going to place it here on the outside. I'll be able to reload it from that window. And then I think I'm going to take this one and put it here and reload it from that window. So they'll shoot at anything that's down in here. And we can kind of go from there. Yeah, and let's just see what happens then. Oops. Yeah, I don't want that right now. Do this. There we go. I'm going to lose all sorts of stuff anyways. I might as well just do this. Okay. Max, we're going to put the, as I was just saying, we're going to move the flamethrowers to the front. And if I put the flamethrowers there, it'll hit any of the zombies coming from the outside. So we're just going to place some slightly different. I don't know if they are causing damage. It would seem to make sense to me that with okay, so I'm going to need materials. With the other traps doing damage, like the Trebs can do damage, the Ballista does damage, it seems to make sense to me that the flamethrower would do damage. It just... I've never really looked at it before, but I can't help but think that the amount of damage the traps are taking in the second half of the wave isn't normal. So we're going to give it a shot, see what happens. And, you know, hopefully... Hopefully it works. Damage to the base, I know. It's always caused damage to me when I light myself on fire. That's never been an issue. Okay, so I need a rubber ring and 2 iron plates. I really should have looked at that before. So welcome everybody who's joining us. Thank you. I mean, because I lost the 1 guillotine last wave, which wasn't good. Please tell me I got everything I need now. Yes, good. Okay. So there's that one. And then if we build the same thing outside here, I don't know, Max. I don't think everything I've looked at and read says it doesn't cause damage to the traps. But those traps are taking a lot of damage. And the only difference is that I'm putting the flamethrower on, so. What do you think the issue is, Stat? How you doing? If only that could work on this game. Good to hear, Sakiwi. Okay. I know I don't have enough, but let's see what I am missing. Okay, so good. Let's go back down again. You think I should have shredders in there? Shredder's on the ground in front. Yeah, problem with that is how do I reload them? I agree, that would work. If I had shredders out here and it slowed them down into coming in, the other thing I could do is I could put just traps out here that kind of slowed them down a bit. So I hate to say it, but I think I'm going to lean more towards I put traps kind of out in this area. Leave a space. So I do traps out here. Sorry, spike traps. And let the flamethrowers start to handle them so that when they get into here, they die a little bit quicker. That's the only thing I have to slow them down to getting into here. Excuse me. No, I'll just put these. I'll just put the spikes. And I'll just randomly put them out here. And I'll only load up the flamethrowers once the wave 10 hits. The second hour hits. Hey, Lee, how you doing? Everybody, Lee from Yorkshire Puds. It's his base that kind of, so Lee, here's the entrance I was telling you about. So the pendulums with the spike, with the cutters, so even when you're standing here, the cutters get you. And then load it up with guillotines. And all of it can be reloaded. Bait trap there, all of it can be reloaded from up top here. Right now, I'm just trying to figure out how to deal with deal with the amount of damage they're causing to the traps right now. It's a little ridiculous. Ah, excellent. Thanks for stopping in. Come on. Yeah, the zombies don't seem to be a fan of it. It's not my best looking base, but it has a whole lot of stopping potential. Okay, so I can't get to upgrade these. Rebar. I liked your sailing escapade today. That the sea monster looked pretty brutal. If you guys want to check out Lee and Laney over at Yorkshire Puds Gaming, they got some pretty good playthroughs going through right now. That they are. The secret is to try and keep them from going into smash mode. Oh, check out the crossbow now. It's certainly will. I'll post a link to their playthrough in the bottom of this, in the description afterwards, Max. It was pretty cool though. So, and then I've got the guillotines all through here as well. I got to replace this one. That's why I have the extra prop machine. Got to put the guillotine back in there. Okay. So I'll put this guillotine back in, and then we'll head out. I don't know, where should we go today? Go back downtown and start taking out. Yeah, the crossbow is pretty incredible right now. Increased damage and increased speed. Not only that, the new research tree. If you take a look at the new research tree, you can spec in to reload speed and aim all the way up. And then extra damage as well. So the new research tree really changes the game. Max, I don't think the waves get any harder after about wave 30 or so. So if it lasts wave 20 to 21, I don't see the base would collapse at all. It's really just a matter of staying on top of it and making sure that everything's reloaded. And that's one of the things that obviously takes the time. Yeah, Max, I don't think the waves get any harder after wave 30. So when you see someone playing wave 106 or 120, they might have changed from the start of the game just because of the difference in the updates and everything. But I don't think the game itself really has changed. So the waves that you're getting, or my 106 or 100, whatever the last one I did, Max, the waves aren't getting any harder. If you go back and look at my survival playthrough, if you look at the survival playthrough, really, the waves only seem to be getting harder because I started doing them down at the different base. But when I went back to the factory base for the last few waves, the waves actually seem to get easier again. Yeah, Lee, somehow I don't think that it would be a safe journey. I noticed that when you went on with none of your armor or anything like that. So you kind of went on stripped naked. I think you knew what was going to happen. Yeah, the tech tree, it makes early game your decisions a lot different because you have to decide what you're going to spec into. And that makes all the difference in the world. Like, am I going to go into melee? Am I going to go into... ranged weapons? I mean, myself, I was never a fan of the crossbow. I thought for how slow it was, you got very little benefit. It just didn't seem worth it. Stop that. But now as you saw, the crossbow is a completely different weapon. So much so that I actually took a bear out without having to use the gun. It stayed stun blocked the whole time. Right, Max? What was it? 18 arrows? 18 bolts? Sac Kiwi, the offset floors, I'm going to go more like these ones here. In the see how it's overlapped as well by 2 clicks. It brings the blades that much further in. That's what I'm going to do on the 1200 playthrough. So there's going to be a gauntlet of two or three channels coming out of crushers with the spiked floors, or sorry, not the spiked floors, the cutters on either side. Yeah, the new tree is it actually makes the game much more playable. Yeah, I was the same way, Lee. The crossbow was too slow for the damage that it did. Okay, I need to make a trap machine. Yeah, it's one of the shorts I'm going to put up. The killing the bear with the crossbow. Hey, Recognize. Glad you could join us. Okay. Let's get this guillotine in here. And I have them all facing the right way now. Yeah, you're right, Max. The standard bow is just, particularly at this level, is just too weak. So they've kind of nerfed it a bit, but they've made the crossbow maybe a little bit too strong. Okay, let's get rid of all these. Okay, let's head downtown. Do I have how many? Oh, the other thing, Lee, you got to see the rocket launcher. Yeah, they've really started to balance the weapons a little bit more. You got to stick around to see the rocket launcher.